Sit in the way that feels best for you this morning. And as you find this opening seat, close your eyes. Turn your gaze low, take in the breath. Maybe hear a quick body scan even before we start the movement of the practice. Noticing what feels good today, what needs a little bit more attention. Change and alter the movements, the poses for ways that feed you today. And then nod the chin down to the chest and just rock the head from side to side, slowly awakening and opening here. Let the right ear rest towards the right shoulder, and then left fingertips out to the side. Maybe add the right hand on top of the opposite ear. And then subtract the hands and go chin to chest. And left ear over towards the left shoulder. Rock the right fingertips out. And the left hand on top of the right ear. Just that gentle tug out to the side, giving yourself attention, awareness for this time in practice. Okay, and bring the hands back to your legs, chin down to the chest. And then simply lift the head, let the eyes open. Okay, let's come on over to all fours. Set the hands under the shoulders and the knees underneath the line of your hips. Get into cat and cow. Just curl the spine back and forth here, finding an opening to your range of motion. Move in a way that's distinctly yours, not bound to others' guidelines or boundaries, just what feels right for you. And stretch into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Pedal out the feet. Shake out your head. And then take your feet a little wider, like to the edges of your yoga mat. For a moment, lift up to the tips of your toes, heels high into the air, bend your knees. And press your hands down and forward so that the opposite end can lift higher. A little more arch and sway in the low back for a moment. Broadness across the low back. And then straighten the legs and send your heels closer to the ground. Big full couple of breaths here. Full inhale and exhale, in and out of the belly, in and out of the nose as much as works. And then shift to child's pose, knees down, big toes together. Sit the hips back, reach your arms still out long in front. Let's walk the hands over towards the right side. Stretch the left fingertips and pull back on your left hip. Walk the hands across the center over to the second side. Reach out to the right fingertips, but pull back on the right side, the right hip. Good release breath out through the mouth can feel really good at times. And then bring it back into the middle through all fours. Let's do one more thing here before we get up. Thread the needle. So right arm underneath the left arm. Set the ear, head, side of the face down to the ground. Lift the left arm up to the sky. You can keep the left hand lifted or tuck it behind the right hip. And then walk it all the way back to all fours. Check it out on the second side. Thread the left arm under the right. Shoulder, ear, side of the face down to the ground. Lift the right arm up to the sky. Keep it there or tuck it behind the left hip. If you're like me, the weight of the hips wants to go to the right here. Try to pull back so that you still have even weight on both knees. And walk it back out. All fours, downward facing dog. Nice and slow, bend your knees and walk your hands backwards to the feet. Ragdoll, hang over your legs, let your head hang, your shoulders, your upper body, everything heavy towards the mat. Maybe hold on to the elbows and sway a little bit from side to side. And roll it all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders up and back a couple more times, and forward and down a few times. All right, let's take our walk to the front of the mat. Reset here for mountain pose. So feet about hip distance apart. Just allow the arms to drape down by your side. Tailbone slightly shifted down. Reach your head straight up towards the sky. And on the next inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands, as always, can come to our thighs or stay lower. And then step back to plank. Lower flat down to your yoga mat. Peel the chest up for cobra. Press into the hands a little or a lot. And then change to child's pose, just child's pose. Here, I want you to wrap your hands back to your feet so you're really folded into that child's pose. Now come up to kneeling, so hands to your waist and just lift straight up and down. Secure strength in the abdomen here. And step your right foot forward into your low lunge and let your hips shift down and forward. So in this, the right knee, full flexion here, closed joint, and send the knee right over the second and third toes. Keep your right foot flat on the ground. So if your heel starts to lift up from that much flexion, lift the hips more. Yeah? Okay, lift the arms up. And then add a twist, left arm across your right thigh, right hand behind your back. Both arms back up. Lower the hands either side of the right foot. Half runner's stretch. Send your hips back. Flex your right foot to send the toes up into the air. And I've got my hands down, but they could also be at the waist. If they're at the waist, we're just working on a little bit more balance and security, but it might be best for your range of motion. Find your way there. Okay, let's walk it back into our lunge. Pick up the back knee. So good old regular low lunge here. Add one more twist, right hand up to the sky. You can stay super light on that left hand. It doesn't need to hold a lot of weight. Make the legs do it. And then down dog lunge. Both hands come to the inside. Spin the left foot flat against the ground and walk the hands out. Now walk the hands out towards that front left corner of your mat, which might be right over the mat, right over the corner for you, or more off to the side. Just again, what's working, what feels right in the body today. Okay, hands back in around the front foot, low lunge, pick up the back heel, and step forward, 2 feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift, forward fold, stand up, arms to the sky. Right into the other side, so exhale, forward fold here. Half lift, lengthen from the hips out to the crown of the head. Step back to plank, lower down to the mat, cobra, child's pose. Again, wrap the hands back to your feet, this little cocoon. And then bring the hands to the hips, come to kneeling. Tone in the abdomen, that helps to keep the balance as you flick the left foot forward. Then send the hips down and forward. Again, keep the left foot flat on the ground. Knee right over the second and third toes, all contained and strong, and then lift the arms up. Exhale, twist its right arm across the left thigh here. Give it a breath. Lift both arms back up to the sky. Lower the hands on either side of the left foot. And that half runner stretch so the hips go back. Flex the left foot, toes up to the sky, knee pointed straight up to the sky. You can kind of walk this out as high, as low as works. We're looking for a good long stretch from the left calf into the left hamstrings. And then make your way into low lunge, rebend the left knee. Lift the right knee off of the ground, back leg. Stay pretty light on your fingertips and add the twist, left hand up to the sky. Okay, good. Place the left hand to the inside of your foot. Spin the back heel down. Down dog lunge. Walk the hands out, either towards that front right corner or more towards the side. Try to push most of the weight into the back leg. It's kind of the opposite of what the body wants to do. Give it a little bit more time to shift the weight. Breathe again. Okay, and then walk in the hands around the front foot. Pick up the back heel. Step forward, both feet to the front of our mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, lift the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest here. Take a breath in. Empty it out. Do it again, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Big full reach. As tall as you can be. Exhale, forward fold. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back. So we're in that low lunge. Warrior one, spin the back heel down. Turn the back toes in about 70 degrees. Take the hands to your waist, lift the torso straight up and down. Deeply bend the right knee. Try to square off the hips and shoulders, lift the arms up to the sky. Push as much into your back heel as you are your front big toe. And that'll help you keep the balance in between. Let's try Sun Warrior from this pose. So left hand, just drape it down your back leg. Everything else stays the same, but change your focus up to the right hand and maybe lean back a tiny bit. And then come back to a neutral spine and lift your left arm back up. Lower the hands down around the front foot. Pick up the back heel, step forward. Keep the left foot forward, step the right foot back, spin the right heel down. Turn the back toes in. Again, about 70 degrees, so I try to point my big toe towards the front corner of the mat. Line up about heel to heel, come upright. Like in down dog lunge, the back leg is trying to get more of the weight, more of the pressure of the pose so that you have a little bit more freedom to play in the front line of the body. Lift both arms up. Try descending, bending into the left knee a bit more. Stay with your breath. So many things. You can take as many of them or leave as many of them out as you wish. Okay, right hand down to the right leg. And then look up towards the left hand. Maybe there. Or you take the left hand back a couple of inches and the whole upper body goes with you from the hips to the fingertips. Keep bending into the left knee. Now retreat back, both arms up to the sky. Lower the hands down, pick up the back heel, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Okay, let's greet a couple more like this. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Now keep right foot forward again and step the left foot back so you're into that low lunge. Similar poses, but with an open hip shape. So let's go to Warrior Two. Spin the back heel down. Again, I'm lining up heel to heel. Some like heel to the middle of the back foot. You choose. Come upright, open the hips and shoulders to the side this time. So distinctly different than before. But look out over the front fingertips. And as you still bend low into the front knee and thigh, it broadens over the middle of the foot. And try to keep pulling weight back into your left heel so you feel pretty centered. Okay, we're trying that same Sun Warrior, but this time you get open hips and shoulders. Turn the palms up. Lower the left hand down the left leg. Lift the right arm up, look up. Keep everything but look down your left hand now. Look at your back leg. Do you have a little bit more room and space to kind of side bend backwards? Maybe, maybe not. Cartwheel the arms down around the front foot. Low lunge. Step it forward, drag it forward, whatever it might be. Okay, half lift in between, just because. Feels nice to clear the space, and then fold over. Keep left foot forward, step the right foot back. Second side, warrior two. So pretty familiar poses to us. Nothing we haven't done. Heel to heel in alignment. Again, shoulders over the line of the hips. Anytime that I've stepped away from my mat for a bit of an extended time, for me it's been 10 days or so, and that's an extended time for me. I just want to feel the strength of those standing poses again. All right, let's flip the hands. Lower the right hand down the back leg and the left arm up to the sky. And to see that within these basic structures and poses that we often see in our asana practice, we can change little things. Hips open, hips closed, and it's a wholly different pose. Try looking down your right fingers instead of up to the sky. How does that change? Bring new focus to the pose. And cartwheel your hands down around the front foot. Walk it in, right foot to the left. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Take in 2 breaths. Belly breath in, belly breath out. Okay, one more similar round. Lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Keep the right foot forward, step the left foot back. You're into that low lunge. Walk both hands up to your front thigh. Keep the back heel lifted. Hips, shoulders closed off to the front. Add in our twist. So palms together. Can you take the left elbow towards the right side? Whether it's lifted away from the knee or hook it all the way to the outside of the thigh. Move the hands more towards the center of the chest and try pointing your right elbow straight up to the sky. Excuse me. Now to get a lot more substance on the ground, you could have the left knee against the mat. I'm working with the balance and control, even if it's a little bit wobbly, by keeping the left knee up. You choose. Now untwist, let the fingers come down to the ground on either side of the right foot. Pyramid pose, so a slightly shorter stance. Drag the left foot in a little bit, or Parsvottanasana. Send the left heel down to the mat. 2 straight legs, 2 flat feet on the ground. Bring the hands up to the waist so that's a little more attainable, and lift the torso until it's about parallel to the ground. Okay, send your left arm straight out in front of you. Tack your right thumb to the crease of the right hip and pull it back a tiny bit. Good. From here, twist again. Left fingertips to the ground. Maybe all the way over to the pinky toe side. Keep it on the big toe side to give you a little bit more space. And lift the right arm up. Similar ask and twist in the torso, but very different because of the way that we've placed our legs. Revolve triangle pose. We have it one more breath. Walk it out by bringing both hands back to the waist. Half lift, lift the torso so it's again in line with the ground. Bend both knees like you're in runner's block, ready to set off for a race. And step both feet to the front of your mat. Hands down to the floor. Repeat for second side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Walk your hands up to the front thigh. And then palms together. Tone and turn in the abdomen. Twist here, right elbow across the front thigh. I like to close off the space between the torso and the thigh. Nice secure push of belly into thigh and vice versa, so that the twist is slow and reserved in my spine. No one piece gets more action than the other, which helps keep things safe. Okay, and then we're gonna untwist. Set the hands down either side of the front foot. Hop the back foot in a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Back heel down. Again, I've got that heel to heel alignment, back toes turned in a lot, which helps keep the hips and shoulders closed to the short side of the mat. Bring the hands to the hips, lift the torso high enough that you can get the legs straight. Go with your range. And then right arm straight out in front. Again, tack the left thumb into the crease of the left hip and pull back just a little bit. Already starts that very bottom of the corkscrew. Now you either stay there or drop the right fingertips down to the floor. Again, big toe side will give you a little bit more space. Go for the pinky toe side as works. Think head straight out, not down, and that makes it easier to keep the movement and twist happy and healthy in the spine. Lift the left arm up to the sky. Look anywhere your gaze helps you keep your balance. We're looking very good. Slowly walk it back out, hands to the waist. Lift the head, just a little bit. Bend both knees, that runner's blocks, and step both feet to the front of your mat. We're right there for Utkatasana. Power pose, send your arms out, stay low in the legs. Stand up, clap the palms together, lift the arms to the sky, up, up, up. Lean to one side, hands push towards one side, hips to the opposite direction, doesn't matter which way. You'll do both. Go ahead, inhale and come to your center, and then the second direction. Squeeze your bum, push your feet down, reach. Inhale, come back to center. Drop the palms to your chest. Gaze low or close the eyes if that's safe for you. Take in the breath. Wow, how do you feel? Check in. Okay, just one more standing pose. Take a wide stance on your yoga mat. Toes straight ahead, heels straight back. This is wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Reach your hands down to find the floor. If you're using yoga blocks, of course, they can always prop your hands higher and make that more accessible. Hope that's already been happening for you. And send your head more down towards the mat. Lots of choices here. Take which one works for you. You can keep the hands kind of right on each side of the head. Or hold the hands to the ankles. Bend the elbows if you're doing that to pull you more down and in. Other options, clasp the hands behind the back, open up into the shoulders as well. Search out what works for you here. I'm going to stay for about 30 more seconds, so this is a longer hold. Even time to get in a little headstand practice if that's in your practice. Do weight to the front of your feet so you can safely stretch through the back of the legs. Make the muscles toned and strong in the front of the legs in response. Stay here about 3 more breaths. If you had taken that cue to work yourself into a headstand, come on down now. And then everybody, take your hands back to your waist. Push down and out through your feet to lift your torso straight up and down. Heel toe your feet in. Give it all a big shake. Good, let's simply sit down onto our mat. Boat pose. Set the soles of your feet to the mat, bend your knees, arms out on either side. So we're starting boat pose like this. I've got my feet about hip distance apart and lean just slightly back so I'm already engaged in the abdomen. And then just lift your heels up. So if you point your feet more, try to make a good arch through the feet so that the heels come off but the toes are still down. And lift just one leg at a time, kind of back and forth. That's making my feet cramp up. Do what's okay for you. Think belly button towards the spine, and then both feet stay up. And I always do this in boat pose. I add, and you can stop the adding at any point. All right, take both hands to the left and lean to the right so that your left butt is off of the mat and you're just balancing on the right side. And then come back to the center, refind your base. Move both hands over to the to the right side, and balance just on your left butt. We're going slow. Hold it. And let's come back to center. Can you wrap your arms under the crease of the knees and send your legs straighter? Lift your chest in response. Keep breathing from your belly. Here's where I'm going here. Can you walk your hands towards the meaty part of your calves? Still balanced. Can you walk your hands towards the ankles? And the answer might be no at any of these points, or, well, I could if I just bend my knees a little bit. Play with it. No wrong way. And then, I want to try to hold on to my toes. There's always this little coming out of poses to get back into it. I'm going to bend the knees to hold on to my big toes and then try to go back to straighter legs. Any of these along the journey. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, point the knees out to the side, fold over, or don't. Stay upright if folding over doesn't work. Try it out. Push your feet in, extend the knees out in either direction. Enjoy the fold, enjoy the peace of this pose. Meaning don't strain here. And if you are folded over, come back upright in the torso, hold on to the outside of your knees, pull in, and just give yourself a little hug, like thank you. Body, thank you, self. Okay, let's extend the right leg straight out in front. And tuck your left heel close into your left sit bone, and your close in is up to you. As you do that, if you're like me, that whole left side is going to come off of the mat. That is okay. Don't worry about keeping it down. Just keep the right side, the extended side, down on the ground and lift both arms up to the sky. Push a lot down into your left foot and then try to hinge and reach over. Hold on somewhere along that right leg, maybe even behind the foot. Squeeze your left knee up into your left shoulder. Send your arms out like airplane wings. So we're trying to take the left arm to the front of the left shin as you fold over. You might be higher up, closer to your knee, or all the way up. Do our best here. And then come out of the pose and extend your left leg straight out. Take the sole of your right foot flat on the ground. And again, we're trying to close off that knee joint to have the right heel close into the seat and close to the inner thigh. Lift, 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 and then stretch up and over. Keep the left buttocks on the ground. The right side can come up here. If you're like me, the right knee wants to wane out to the side. Try to squeeze it close into the right shoulder. And then work those airplane wings, a little bit more tone and oomph in the belly here as you take the arms out in either direction. And again, I'm trying to lock the right upper arm bone to the front of the right shin. And everything comes back up. Stretch both legs straight out in front of you. Seated forward fold, just nice and easy Paschimottanasana. Again, anytime I say nice and easy, I mean don't strain to get yourself there. Just fold over, see what comes to you. Soothe yourself with breath here. Soothe yourself by changing the pose to meet you. Maybe it's a bend in the knees. Maybe it's staying more lifted. Maybe it helps to close your eyes and let your head fold in. Turn to the mat, turn to the practice to help. Just be here. Okay, come on back upright. This time, take the right foot in and cross over and add the twist. Look over your right side. Hug the front of your shin or elbow to the outside of the knee. Try to grow taller through the spine on every inhale, a little more twist on every exhale. And inhale, come back around to your middle and switch legs. Left foot comes in, cross it over. Sit up nice and tall and twist to your left. Again, right hand can hold the front of the shin or elbow to the outside of the knee. And inhale, come back around to your middle, both legs, give them a little bit of a shake. Okay, lie down onto your back. We're staying active here, but lie down and pull both knees into your chest. And then much like the boat pose that we did, we're working into abdomen here. Take the knees out over the line of the hips, as if you're sitting in a very 90-degree chair, and arms straight up towards the sky. Turn the palms in towards each other. Okay, tap down, 1 foot at a time, down and up, down and up. Try to keep that 90-degree angle of your leg. So it's the foot having to reach down and up. I'm sorry, it's the entire leg having to reach down and up, not just your foot. And you should notice right away, this is getting into lower abdomen, working pelvic floor. Good stuff. Little taps. Think of the navel mushing down towards the mat the whole time. You can even put a hand over your belly to feel if you're trying to stick up. Breathe lower into the belly and ribs to help. Still going here, 1 foot at a time. Okay, glue the feet back together. Lift your head and shoulders up off of the mat and straighten the legs straight up towards the sky. It's like that slow moving boat side to side. Both arms towards the right side here. Can you keep the right leg up but lower the left leg down? And then lift both legs back up to the sky. Arms straight up to the sky. Lean the hands towards the left and lower the right leg down. Can you keep both shoulder blades off of the ground here? And then legs up, hands up, and give yourself a hug. Pull it all into the chest. Take the hands out to a T shape. Similar start, knees over the line of the hips, feet about as high as the knees. Lean the knees over to the right, but hover above the ground. So this is work. It's not easy or simple. Push through both shoulders to keep those knees hovering. Good work into the obliques now, the sides of the waistline. And bring the knees back into the center. Okay, hover to the left. And lift back to the center. Your choice, do that exact same thing one more time. This one's more challenging. Legs go straight. And try to send your feet towards your right hand now. It's a little like jackknife shape. Feet up towards the hands, but hovering right above the hand. Don't let them set down. Hover, hover, hover. And bring the legs back up. Okay, feet towards the left hand, or you're keeping that bent knee shape to make it a little bit more doable. And up. Hug the knees into the chest. Head and shoulders off of the mat, squeeze in tight. Hold behind your right leg, both hands to the right calf. And then scissor open the legs, left leg down, right leg up. Keep the head and shoulders lifted. Stretch through the legs and some abdominal work still going for you here. Core focus. Hold on to the left leg, right leg just hovers above the ground. And then we're going to go fast for 8 times. Y'all ready? Hold the right, left, right, left. 4 more. Scissor. 2, 3, 4. Hold on to the right side. Let your head and shoulders lower. Here's the stretch. Soften it out. Good, good, good. Bend the right knee again into the chest and take it into a twist. Right knee over to the left, and the right arm out to your side. Come across your center and switch legs. Hold on to your left knee. Let the right leg rest down to the mat. We're going to go into the twist first. So left leg across the body. Send the left arm out. I don't know how much any of you guys can hear, but we're getting new furniture today, which is lovely, and I'm very excited. But they definitely got here earlier than they were supposed to, and they're making a ton of noise above me. Okay, pull the knee back into the chest and straighten the left leg up towards the sky. Reach to hold on as high as towards the ankle, but keeping the head and shoulders down against the mat so you get in a good stretch here. All right, lower the left leg down, reach your arms overhead. Reach from your fingertips down to your toes. Let the arms rest down by your side. Come soles of the feet to your mat. So we're getting ready for bridge pose. Brush your hands close to your heels. Make them just touch or almost touch. And then good old bridge pose. Press down into your feet, shoulders, head, lift your hips up. Squeeze your glutes a lot. Interlace your hands underneath you. And roll each shoulder a little more up and into your center. In bridge pose, always try to look straight up towards your ceiling, your sky. Don't worry about looking towards the camera. Squeezing the glutes, lift, lift, lift. Press down evenly through your big toes and your outer heels, so your full foot gets attention here. Then release the hands and lower your hips back down. Just sit with it for a moment. There's a few poses that I think really do feel better as I progress and do 2 or 3 at the same time. Bridge pose is one of them, so let's see what the second bridge pose holds. Push down through the feet, shoulders, head, and again lift the hips. And release the hands, roll the shoulders. Second round. You can stay with the exact same bridge pose. If you're looking for a little something different, challenge yourself by walking the feet together, heel toe the feet together. And even when my feet are together, I keep the knees a little bit apart. But press through the inner edges of the feet. And if you walked your feet in, walk them back out here. Release the hands and lower the hips. Okay, one final bridge pose. Start as you did the first 2. Press down through feet, shoulders, hips, and lift. Feet, shoulders, and head. And then lift the hips up. And release the hands. Walk the shoulders in. Okay, a couple little challenges that I always try on the third time around. Oftentimes the base of my palms is open, even though my fingers are in their lace. Can you try squeezing the base of your palm together? That should bring the shoulders in a little bit more. Okay. Did you go feet together before? Try it again here. Or maybe third time around, you're ready for those feet together. Okay, and then the third challenge I'm going to offer today is to try to squeeze and walk your legs out a little further. I say squeeze because I'm still squeezing inner edges of the feet together and butt really strong. But sort of heel toe the feet out so that the legs go straighter. Building bridge shape. And then slowly, carefully walk your way out of the pose, hips down to the floor. Enjoy the release. Take a little moment here. Okay, yogis, and then I want you to have in your mind one more pose for you. Not encumbered by anything I say, just one more pose. And go ahead and do it here. And if something didn't immediately come up for you, that one more thing I might offer is like, a lot of folks like pigeon pose, and we didn't do that today, so maybe that's a pose for you. Maybe it's shoulder stand. Maybe it's going back to something we already did and giving it a second, third, fourth go. Find your one more pose. If you've done that one more pose, it's a two-sided pose. Make sure you've gotten into both sides. And then yogis, wiggle yourself out until you find a restful place for stillness. Is it Shavasana, lying on your back? Is it legs up the wall? Is it a seat of meditation? Whatever it might be, find some stillness for your body here. And hopefully stillness for the mind. Stillness for your soul. Always a good thing. As your body starts to find the stillness, give the mind a little focus by turning to your breath. Always find that attention to breath uber helpful in quieting, stilling the mind for a moment. And slowly take your time to awaken from that stillness. Little movement. If you're lying back, take your time to sit up. Bring the palms together, thumbs to your sternum, and Anjali Mudra. I always like to close our time together in the sound of Om. Sound of Om, said to be the sound of beginning. Always a nice way to transition from this end of practice on the mat into the new beginning of practice off of the mat. Join in by singing along, listening, and of course the option to tune it out as well. Here we are, take a deep breath in. Empty it out. Breathe in again. Bow in full gratitude to yourself, each other, this practice. Thank you, friends, yogis. Namaste.